Say good morning again.
Yeah. We have two ladies from Panama today. How could that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary Louise, right?
Yes.
Nice to see you. Somehow I'm going to get a central theme out of the jumbled thoughts that are streaming through my consciousness this morning. Because there is a central theme in the song and in the reading and even the things that are coming up for me this week. I had a chance meeting with somebody yesterday. I was wondering if I was going to call this talk Clifton August Jr. or if I was going to name it Trading in Lesser Ideas for Greater. See, I knew this individual for a long time, a number of years, and I ran into him yesterday, and the thing that I really liked about knowing him from the very beginning is he always said, geez, you know, you really are about bigger ideas, what you're about. He says, what you're teaching is bigger than any of the stuff that we're living. We have that kind of relationship. The thing is, none of us live up to it. He certainly didn't either, as he'd probably be the first to tell you. It's a high calling that we have here. The books we read, the high watch, Christian principles like being about the Father's business. All this requires of us stepping out of stories that we have, and we get into stories quickly and often. Our teaching is about knowing that we're in the right place at the right time, always. And being the person we need to be in those moments, even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. You don't have any control over them. You have control over you and what you think and what lives inside of you. There's something that's governing everything, always. There's not a spot where God is not. It's governing. It's corrective. Waldo Emerson so beautifully said, there's a corrective principle operating in life everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. We can't manipulate life. Many of us spend the first half of our lives going out there and trying to, proselytize, change people, get people to do what we want them to do. That's really folly. It's, as you mature, you realize that how many of you have been in relationships with people and you've invested heavily and you've been betrayed, belittled, and a lot of things have happened. You've been trained as kids, as young men and women, to do what you think the right thing is, and so much of that was programming. Most of us were not trained to love ourselves. Most of us, half the time when we're younger, we learn, we come into this life, as Louise Hay so beautifully will say, full of wonder and life and beauty, and full of life and joy, and that light that you are gets diminished somehow. How does that happen? And I know a lot of you know. I used to be at Unity of the Bay 20 years ago teaching this very book every week. The light that you are gets diminished by the data that comes into your world that suggests that you're something less than wonderful. Who you are is of light and wonder and beauty. It is what you are. It is your birthright. You were born into greatness. You are the thing itself. You've forgotten. Remembering and forgetting. It's what we do. When we are in connection, we remember the truth of us, we start to feel alive. We start to want to dance. We start to thrive. We open up channels of God and good and God and what? It's all of the same stuff. You live in the divine stuff. The stuff that stars are made of, you are made of. The intelligence of God is in you as you operating through you right now. Clifton August Jr., a man of greater ideas. Bigger ideas, he always used to say. That's for all of us, but yet, where do we find ourselves most of the time being ourselves? Are we living those bigger ideas? As we talk about others, or as we do things in spite, or as we try to gain unfair advantage, as we are competitive, all of that stuff is lack of trust in the process of life to be there for you. We call ourselves practitioners. Practitioners do what? Yeah. See the what? The good. When?
Always.
We do spiritual mind treatment. We do it when? Early, late, and often, all the damn time, right? Because, there's a lot of programming in us that, it is what it is. I won't say it's messed up. I'll just say it is what it is. So what do you do with you? One of the things I ask in many classes that I've been teaching in recent years is, what is it like being you? Are you fun to be around? I watched myself yesterday and I thought, my God, you're amazing. Because I was involved about 10 interactions in the course of about 5 hours. And I thought, where and how do I create this? I bring it in rapidly and I move through it quickly, and it's just interesting. And it's messy sometimes. But I'm dancing. I'm not hiding the light under some damn bushel or something, right? So, you may make mistakes while you're out there dancing. You may stumble and trip, and you know what, but you're in the dance. If you're tentative about a relationship, jump in there. If you're tentative about something, jump in there. Jump in there. It's not a what? Say dress rehearsal. Because it's not a dress rehearsal. This is what? My God, we don't know it could be gone just like that. And some of us are waiting around. We play very, very small, and we have lots of these little tiny stories. We want to be about a bigger what? Exactly. How great thou art. You were born to be more. Well, no, you're really that already, but the thing is, you're born to wake up to what you really are. It isn't about who's amassing the most chips in poker. It isn't about who has the most toys. It isn't about that. It's about abundance is beyond money. Abundance is in everything. There's a divine pattern of health that's in you, operating through you. There's the good that you need to express yourself is available to you. The only thing that ever stops us from achieving any of these things that are worthy and good is ourselves. We talk about the economy, we talk about our girlfriends, boyfriends, we talk about our husbands, we talk about the rent, we talk about everything. And the thing is, that's all story. There's a greater idea. God in me, as me, is me, expressing through me, and I deserve this or something else. You can always have more of every good thing. Because the universe is designed for you to have more of every good thing. Where we get in trouble is with what some of us call attachments. What is an attachment? For my AA and NA friends, it's I want what I want what? But those of you who are not in 12-step programs can certainly identify with it too. It's really about I want it my way. I'm here to tell you it doesn't work that way. It happens that it will work out for you though, the law of attraction, and you will have many of the things you want through a process of surrendering your wants. And aligning yourself with the gift of God, the gifts of the universe. As we do our spiritual mind treatments, we're declaring something that's always been true. See, this is the funny thing about religious science. We don't pray for stuff. In our treatments, we're not praying for stuff. We're aligning ourselves with what God is in the first step of the treatment, and we're recognizing that we're one with that. And we're declaring something in step 3 that's always been true. Think, there's a perfect pattern of health. Think, I am abundantly supplied. I'm an inlet and outlet of divine substance. I'm one with peace, love, joy, wisdom, beauty. I am one with God. That's what we do in spiritual mind treatment. We declare what has always been completely true. We are truth students. We're here to align ourselves with these greater ideas that Clifton August Jr. spoke about day after day. That was the attraction primarily with that individual in my life, because he was a great reminder of that, and he inspired a lot of those types of talks. Do we live up to that day to day? Any of us? How quickly we go into our stories. Our classes are unique, our classes are good. This center will grow as we continue to do exactly what we're doing right now, is we join, and we're committed to getting out of the stories. And building a community that's connected. I've not entirely pulled that one off yet in the past. Maybe it helped, many dozens of people all over the place. But building a community that's connected is really an important thing. And it's worth supporting, and it lives beyond us. It's a contribution to something that's really good. I want a community like this to be here for people. One that's, fun and cool and creative and based on truth. That's what this center represents, and those of you who are supporting, you're supporting the bigger idea. And I'm glad to give of my time, my love, and my support to this, because it enriches my life and it does everybody else's. I'm not really bleeding anything here. We have to do this together. And our focus is on keeping it connected, keeping it clean, and yeah, whoever said, Bill said, I like what? I like switching it up. I want to continually do that. We have speakers coming, 2 or 3 in the next month. Music coming, and more of every good thing. We live in an abundant universe. Life is saying yes to us. I challenge anybody in this room who tells me that what we don't have. I don't want to hear it anymore. We have air conditioning. It may not be here this morning, but it's going to be here really quick, because we deserve it. We have collections that can support the work, and we advertise, and we have what we need to go forward in a connected way. And, change the conversations, and not just for our center, but for yourself. Don't you think you deserve a good life?
Yes.
What do you think holds you back? Go ahead, talk about something outside yourself. You watch what I'm going to do with that. What's holding you back? So, the law of mind is real simple. Now, we teach the science of mind. The law of mind is whatever lives within you is expressed outside. It's called the law of correspondence, too. Life corresponds to you. You're given back as you give. As you give, it comes back to you. If you're in some place right now where the flow is damned, think damnation, it's not because God wills it, it's because of you thinking. The universe's will for you is to flourish and be happy, joyous and free. If you're not there, trust me, it's only because you have not accepted the greater good, the God. Don't look for your good outside yourself, because you're looking in the wrong place. I remember, being a part of a Louise Hay workshop where there was a young boy who was dealing with AIDS. He was 18, 19. It was in the video, Opening Doors. And he's looking to her like she's a goddess and she's going to heal him, this young kid. And she picked up a mirror and she said, look into the eyes of the only person that can heal you. That God in you is the hope of your glory. That awakened spirit, that Christ spirit, that, call it what you want to call it. You can be called by 1,000 names and it doesn't matter. It lives in you, as you, operating through you. So, what's the bigger idea about you? I guess that's the subtitle today, the bigger idea. We are bigger ideas. So what's the bigger idea about you? Olivia? I know you got some. Janae? Carolyn? Leslie? Kevin? Are you all living up to your potential? Are you trading in lesser ideas for greater? Are you committed to changing the negative into positives? It won't happen to you unless you have to have some kind of passion, right? This is not a cerebral teaching. It looks like it is. Signs of what? Everybody says, oh, well, this is so cerebral. It is not. It's about truth and getting excited about truth and passionate about truth. What moves all this is the passion and the love and the alignment of it all. It starts with an idea, a new thought, followed by a conviction, belief, and getting your bloated nothingness what?
Out of the way.
So the splendor of God can be revealed to you, as it always will be. The universe is what? Wooing you. Come on, you know the answers to all these questions. Isn't that tough? How great thou art. Good morning. That's it.
All right.